The ultimate measure of a man is where he stands during times of challenge and controversy. Martin Luther King Jr. Welcome to Monday Ignition. You know, every single week I get fired up for this opportunity to spend time with you to kick off your week. And we had to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to kick off this Monday Ignition. I do want to let all of you know this is a recording. I know like 90+% of the time I'm able to come live to you, but because of being at Dr. Lyon's event down in Austin, Texas over the weekend, which was incredible, having to get to the 76ers game for a 1 p.m. tip Eastern in Philadelphia, and then to make it to Hershey, Pennsylvania tonight, I had to record this because I will be in the air. But I wanted to share that message about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. because that's one of my favorite quotes from him. And you know, it's so true for all of us in our lives. You know, many of you know after I finished 75 Hard for the first time, I talked about a never do it again list. And there were things I learned about myself physically, but also mentally, that I wrote down on this never do it again list and said, I am not going to do these things ever again because I've recognized additional strength. You know, sometimes I think individuals, because of what we've gone through, because of pain and challenge, you forget that just because I'm a coach, you think I don't go through those things. I may go through them more because I go through everything that you go through. I take it all on. And so during those times of challenge and adversity, that's where we find out our greatest strength. But sometimes when we're beaten down over time, we need somebody to fight for us until we learn to fight for ourselves. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. fought for so many individuals to do what was right in this country for so much of what is wrong. And things have gotten better, but there are too many silent voices in this country. You know, the things that happen with racism and all the wrongs in our country, they happen in a home. You think anybody's born to hate? Nobody's born to hate. So I encourage you in every aspect of your life, don't ever allow anybody to take your power. Think for yourself, be you, discover your values, and teach the lessons that'll make this world a better place. Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. Doesn't mean for you in your life that sometimes you won't be weak. You know, I've always had a strong voice to stand up for what I believe in. But you know, one of the areas where I was weak was the way in which my dad beat me down with his words and verbally abused me. And all of you could look at the success I've had in my life and think that nothing held me back. So far from true. I've been to enough therapists that you could probably call me doctor. I wish sometimes that my father would have just hit me because the bruises would have gone away. But the pain of an individual's words oftentimes lasts forever. You know, there have been slow periods of time where I broke away from his words, broke away from my dad's verbal abuse to take my strength and my power. And it wasn't until I had that strength over time. It wasn't until 2020 when Ed Milet shared some powerful words with me that I still think of, and I'm grateful that he shared them with me. I read them every day. And then when Dr. Lyon introduced me to a woman by the name of Dr. Silva, to have these proverbial gates that I walk through every day to not allow anybody to take my power. Don't ever let somebody take your power. Once I've been able to release and start going through those gates back in 2022, everything took off to a whole nother level. You already thought I was attacking, but now it's a whole new level. You know, there's the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s, the amazing leaders, maybe one of the greatest leaders to ever walk the face of the earth. He had the strength in his words and his leadership to help all of us. We have to lean into those messages that are right and true to provide great lessons in our home. But you're not always going to have that leader fighting for you. You got to fight for yourself. So don't feel weak. Don't give anybody your power the way that I did for decades. Now, I wouldn't change anything that I went through because what I went through has made me the man that I am today. But I wish for each and every single one of you. I wish for every single one of you to learn the lessons that the great leaders teach us and lean in more and make this world a better place. But also lean into the strength that you have to break down the barriers of maybe physical or verbal abuse that you've faced, and don't ever give anybody your power. Lean in and attack and be you. It's been the greatest relief for me to finally go all in my life. And to be able to do this with each and every single one of you is a blessing. So let's honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today, but honor you, honor your strength, lean in and attack. Please let our team know what more we can do for you. We are in this fight together. And don't forget, this year we are coming for everything. Now we go.